Welcome to Flushing Main Street. This is the last stop on the 7 train in Queens. Now, the last stop on the 7 train in Manhattan is the Hudson Yards. But today, I thought it would be great to take a trip to one of my favorite places in Queens, which just so happens to be the largest Chinatown in all of New York City. So once we get up to the street, we'll go ahead and explore the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day. It's 72 degrees, bright sunshine. And it's about 12 p.m. noon. All right, here we are. Let's first start off the tour by merging onto Main Street. Right now we're on the corner of Roosevelt Avenue and Main Street. This is one of the busiest intersections in all New York City, by the way. Many people think it's in Manhattan or it's in Times Square, but right here where we're standing is the busiest intersection in all of New York City. You can see lots of street vendors, people out selling fruit. It's a really amazing place to be. And we'll go ahead and make this left. Now, once we get to about 40 Road and the intersection of Main Street, you're going to see a major overpass. And that overpass is the Long Island Railroad. So not only do you have public transportation, such as the subway, which is the 7 train, which we just talked about, you also have the LIRR, which will take you right into Grand Central Terminal or Penn Station. And you also have the bus. I believe the Q65 bus comes right here, as well as the Q34, and I think maybe the Q25. I used to take one of these buses way back in the day to go to Whitestone, Queens. Lots of street vendors out today. I've always said you could pretty much buy anything you'd like on Main Street here in Flushing. Whether it's fresh produce or clothing, even home goods. This is looking up towards the Long Island Sound if you were to continue to walk all the way up. These are really good, like candied fruit. I forget exactly what they're called, but I believe they actually originated in Korea. This New World Mall is very good. It has pretty unbelievable assortment of restaurants. I used to go in here all the time and get this Chinese soup called malatang, which is a very, very spicy Chinese soup. So if you're visiting New York City and you want to experience the largest Chinatown in the 5 boroughs, you can take the 7 train all the way to the end and try the malatang soup. It's very good. It's also very cheap here. You'll notice the prices in Manhattan usually command about a 35 to 40% premium than they do out here. Across the street is the Flushing Main Street Long Island Railroad Station. so busy today. And all the fruit and the produce is so affordable too. We're now on the corner of Main Street and 41st Avenue. This is by the library, or the Flushing Queens Library. Shoes for $2 each. It's a pretty good deal. It's like little slippers for the house. We have more vegetables and produce here. $3 for a bag of potatoes. Everything's like $2 to $3. And then looking back here, these vendors are selling plates, chopsticks, bowls, all for like a few dollars too. $5. And you could hear all the planes buzzing by overhead, and they are flying into LaGuardia Airport. So as you know, there's two main airports in New York. You have JFK, which is on the south shore of Long Island, but it is within the Queens borough of New York City, close to the Rockaways. You can get the air train from JFK to Jamaica, transfer at Jamaica Station to the Long Island Railroad, which will take you into Manhattan, either Grand Central Terminal or Penn Station. There is no air train to Jamaica, but Uber did just announce an Uber bus, a ride sharing, which I believe is $10, which is cheaper than public transit. Double Happiness Grocery, can't argue with that. Another one of my favorite dishes to get in Flushing is the pork and crab meat soup dumplings. It's fantastic. Here's a really nice bakery. Wow, look at these live crabs. When I was in Korea, maybe 8 months ago, we drove to the ocean and went to this fish market, and there was so much fresh seafood there. It was insane. And it was similar to that. You just pick out the ones you want, everything is live, and then you take it home and cook it. Let's take a quick walk around this little mart here.
I don't really need to go in.
It's almost like I'd want to take the trip out here just to get less expensive produce. Let's take a look at all the seafood. Should be coming to Barclay Avenue. The next one should be Stanford Avenue. Maybe we'll make a right and we'll loop back around. And I'll show you the other side of Main Street. Such a beautiful day out. When I was a teenager, I used to have to take the subway all the way out here to Flushing Main Street, and I would transfer to the bus and go to Whitestone, Queens, because that's where the headquarters, and I think the headquarters is still there, of Enterprise Rent-A-Car. That was one of my first jobs as a teenager in New York. This is Stanford Avenue now. Go ahead and cross the street. We'll head back down by the library. We'll make a left by the library and I'll show you one of my favorite dumpling spots. It's very, very cheap. Here's the Q27 bus. Cambria Heights, 120th Avenue. And now we're back at the library, and we're going to merge onto Main Street again. So remember, that big elevated bridge, the Blue Bridge, that is the elevated tracks for the Long Island Railroad. So sometimes, and I used to live in Flushing for about a short while, 2 to 3 months, and when I was running late for work, and I didn't want to wait for the subway, I would just hop on the Long Island Railroad. It's 2 stops into the city. I think it's a little less than 20 minutes to Manhattan. So now we're on the corner of Main Street and Kissena. And we'll cross Main Street now. Remember, this is right in front of the Queens Library. So Main Street and 41st Avenue now. This Zin Fu Tang is a very good Taiwanese boba place. Very good. Now this spot right here is unbelievable. It's so good. I'll show you some of the prices. It's so affordable. $10 for $9 for dumplings. Fried dumplings. You can get 10 pieces for $5. I mean, in Manhattan, it'd be triple that. This is a great place. If you want to come here yourself, just come to the corner of Main Street in Flushing and 41st Avenue. It's great. It is cash only, though. But this is one of my favorite spots. When I lived here, I used to go here all the time. You can get a really quick, easy, and affordable lunch here. Another good bakery is just off to the right. However, this is also cash only. I used to go here every morning too. This Fay Da Bakery. This is a great place. These are my 2 go-to spots. Love this place for baked goods, and then I love that place for dumplings. We'll take one quick walk around the block, and then I want to show you one of my favorite tea places. It's called Hey Tea. This is the Flushing Cultural Center, Community Center. You're also starting to see a lot of newer condo developments here, but the vast majority of homes and apartments here are very old. You can see some of the original Flushing homes across the street. I think one of the main things that I really like about Flushing is all of these small businesses, right? Pretty much everything that you see that we've walked past, with the exception of like the Starbucks, is a local small business, which is great for a thriving community. It's kind of refreshing, right? Because walking around Manhattan all the time, it seems like the vast majority of places are big corporate conglomerates. But here, there's, you know, a million different mom and pop restaurants, bakeries, coffee shops. Hopefully it stays like that, because it's a pretty good break from being in Manhattan. Also helps to keep the costs a little bit lower. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, Manhattan is probably like a 35, maybe a 25 to 35% premium in terms of the food costs going out to eat at the restaurants to a place like Flushing. I actually used to live just right around the corner here. Right over here. But we'll go ahead and make a right. can see another plane there landing at LaGuardia. Here you have a Marshall's, a Target, an Old Navy. These are all relatively new developments. I wouldn't say new developments. I mean, these have been here for a while. They're relatively new. You also have a BJ's here, I think. Or at least it used to be here. Oh yeah, it's still there. This is 40th Road now and College Point Boulevard. These are the NYCHA housing developments. Here you can see BJ's Wholesale Club, Marshall's, a Burlington, a Uniqlo, a Nike outlet, and a Target. So you definitely have a lot of the infrastructure here. I mean, everything you need is right here. Food, grocery, there's even a gas station on the corner, if it's still here. It used to be right on the corner here, maybe it closed down. No, it looks like it's still here. Another cool thing, if you look all the way in the distance and I zoom in, you'll be able to see where the Mets play at Citi Field. You can see Met Stadium from here. You could even walk there, or you could take the 7 train and get off at Mets Willets Point. We're now going to make a right on Roosevelt Avenue. And down here you're going to see even more shops and restaurants. Looks like they're doing some major restoration on the NYCHA housing here. Maybe I'll have to do a walking tour of the Mets Willets Point. Honestly, not too much over there, to be honest, but it is kind of cool to see where the Mets play at Citi Field. And perhaps we'll also have to take a trip to the Bronx and check out where the Yankees play at Yankee Stadium in the South Bronx. So across the street here used to be a really big food hall. I think it still is. So in this store right here, in that first store, there's probably maybe 10 at most different restaurants in there, and there's one place, I don't know the name of it, but it had the best, and I'm talking about the best malatang soup anywhere in New York City, and it was like $9. Very good, right off there at Roosevelt Avenue. I think this is the cross intersection of Prince Street. You can see more restaurants in the strip mall there. I want to make a right here on Prince Street. We're now walking on Roosevelt Avenue. We're going to make this quick right because there's a whole string of restaurants that are great. So if you're planning a trip to New York City and you want to venture out to Queens, particularly Flushing, just come to the corner of Prince Street and Roosevelt Avenue. And you could check out some really great restaurants. This is the one I always go to. They still have the Christmas decorations up. That is mildly hilarious, but this place is still very, very good. I don't know the name of it, but I come here all the time and it is very affordable and the food is great. You can see the kind of dishes that they have here. Really good. Wow, this place looks brand new. I may have to try this. This looks very cool. Looks like a brand new coffee shop. The facade of the store looks great, doesn't it? White peach oolong milk tea. Yeah, this place is new. I've never seen it. I think the last time I was in Flushing was maybe, I think I want to say like 5 months ago, actually. There's some more restaurants here. I haven't tried this place, but this looks like a sort of Malatang place. These look like dumplings and soup dumplings, also wonton. I will warn you though, after 11 p.m. when all of these shops close, this is not that great of an area, just to be fully transparent. A little dicey here at night, particularly on the cross streets of Main Street and Prince. Just as a forewarning, but during the day it's fine. But you see what I mean with all the restaurants. Every single storefront is a different restaurant, different type of cuisine. I mean, you could eat at a different restaurant every single day. Alright, and this will bring us right back to Main Street. And this is where we started the video, at the entrance of the 7 train. But for now, we'll make a left on Main Street, and we'll head back towards Roosevelt Avenue again. You can see everybody waiting for the bus. You have the main McDonald's here. That's the New World Mall that we walked past earlier in the tour. And there is the entrance to the 7 train. We'll wait for the light and we'll cross. This is now Roosevelt Avenue. We will make a left again on Roosevelt. Because there's more great restaurants if we make a right. Ooh, these look good. And these are only like a few dollars too. I may have to finally pull cash out of the bank. You can see everybody waiting for the Q19 as well as the Q66 bus, which I think the Q19 takes you to Astoria, Queens, and the Q66 I think is LIC, Long Island City. Okay, so we're gonna make a right on Prince Street again. And you're gonna see a lot of newer development here, a lot of newer shops. And of course, my favorite tea place. Man, seeing the airplanes that low, they were really coming in hot. You don't really notice it when you're on the plane, but when you're in Queens, watching them land at LaGuardia, these things got some gas on them. So here you see a lot of newer development. Different bakeries, coffee shops, tea places. Also a lot of hot pot in Flushing, Queens too. This is now the corner of 39th Avenue and Prince Street. This place says famous soup dumplings. This bakery is very good here. This Barley Time Bakery and Dessert. I've been here many times. And Hey Tea should be right here. This is my favorite tea shop in the city now. And this is the first time I tried it, which was right here on Prince. Looks like the bus broke down. Yeah, the bus is blocking the whole street. Look at this, another tea place. Tea Pulse. All these new tea shops are very aesthetically pleasing. Maybe I'll try this one, let you guys know how I like it. But I'd say the overall quality of life in Flushing, Queens is very good. Just because there's such a high number of things to do. I mean, you could try literally a different restaurant, a different tea shop, a different coffee shop every day. I think this is also a new tea shop called Molly Tea. As a matter of fact, they recently just opened one of these locations in Chinatown in Manhattan. You have Prince Plaza across the street with more restaurants. Now, if you're not familiar with Flushing, Queens, Flushing wasn't always Chinatown. One of my first really good coworker friends, his family was one of the first Taiwanese families in Flushing. And he's like, you would walk up and down Flushing and there was none of the Chinese restaurants, none of the Taiwanese restaurants, nothing. So it's really changed and evolved into what it is today over the last 20 years. This is now Prince Street and 37th Avenue here. Looks like more hot pot places here. Oh, we have the light. This looks to be a brand new development too. Really nice with the balconies and everything. Furnished 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartments for rent. These look really nice. 4,800 to 16,000 square feet. Oh, that must be for the retail. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, storefront for these 4,800 to 16,500. If I turn around, you could even see more new development going up too. Look at all these new apartments. But you know what? Not to be negative, you guys saw that Delta Airlines just ripped by that apartment. It literally looked like the plane was going to hit the building. Now imagine living in that apartment every, 10 minutes, every 5 minutes. A plane with those big jet engines are shaking and rattling the windows of your apartment. I think that's a little bit too close. We'll see how those apartments rent, or if they're condos or whatnot, but I don't know if I'd want to live that close to the plane's landing. It's literally screaming over your apartment. All right, and now we're on Northern Boulevard. This is the main Northern Boulevard here. And this will run you right into Manhattan, honestly. So if we make this left, we should be able to see the Empire State Building and the whole skyline of Manhattan on a clear day. Yeah, so if you look over here, you can see the very, very top of Central Park Tower. Also the Steinway Tower right here. And then the Empire State Building, obviously we're a little bit lower, but you'll be able to see it if we were to cross the street. We'll go back to Main Street, because that's where we have to get the train anyway. Should be the Q66 bus. Okay, now back on Flushing Main Street. This looks brand new too. The Duo Coffee and Bar. Here we are on 37th Avenue. You can start to see a lot of the pedestrian traffic really picking up now as we get closer to the 7 train. got a history of being
他是第三的，真说实在，跟我们是员工，对，我们自己的员工，他的身份，他的压力，他做不了。是不是离
This is now 38th Avenue and Main Street. And we'll go to the corner of Roosevelt Avenue. So all up and down Main Street, you just have so many different vendors. People selling backpacks, everything. They even have a Raising Cane's here. Well, if you guys enjoyed that walking tour of Flushing Main Street, which is the last stop on the 7 train, feel free to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more New York City walking tours. And as always, see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.